Yo.
So, good afternoon and welcome to Loughborough University for today's NBL Division 1 clash. Rivalry up for grabs, the Loughborough Riders taking on the Leicester Warriors this afternoon. And I am Tahir Hajat, your main commentator today, alongside making his debut on comms. And I've never quite seen so much hype of somebody stepping onto the comms. We've got Will Reed with us today. How you doing, Will? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad, team. Not too bad. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, look, be easy on Will. Take his time. He's learning, but I'm sure he'll give you some great insight in today's game. Will has been currently plying his trade with the Northamptonshire Titans, been in and around basketball Northampton. Well, actually, quite a late bloomer in terms of coming to the game, etc. But now he's looking to have the opportunity to get a little bit more involved with this kind of side of things.
Exactly.
You looking forward to that, Will?
Yeah, can't wait. This is a great game to dip my toe in. Great little rivalry, local rivalry. Some players on the Leicester Warriors that I played with. There's a few of them on loan from Northampton this season due to obviously COVID. So it's going to be a good game to watch. Yeah.
Exciting. So let's have a little look at both of the teams a little bit more in detail. Loughborough Riders currently sitting 6th in the NBL League Division 1, 7-10 their record at this moment in time. The Leicester Warriors sitting in 12th position, 5-12. Both teams having a slightly random change of form. However, Loughborough recently coming off the back of 4 wins, just losing their last game against the Essex Rebels. A tough game. Sam Newman handed out 29 points and Ethan Price with 19 points to his name as well in that game. But nonetheless, some still standout performances from Jonas Dietrich, 25 points, 10 rebounds for him, and Dooku and Gamble chipping into that game. Of course, Kyle Jimenez with 10 assists to his name as well. The Warriors also coming off a little bit of a loss against the Worthing Thunder, who are in incredible form in that game. 21 points for Martin Gale, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for Leon Henry, and 10.6 rebounds for Mo Williams. One of his quieter games. He's played 9 games so far this season. One of his quieter games in league competition at this moment in time, but a huge impact on this team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Mo, since he's come in, he's kind of like a walking 20-point player. I think it's opened up for Martin and for Leon with him being on the team, because what's happened is it's opened up for the shooters on the team to be able to get their shots off, which is why you've seen an increase of both Martin and Leon's points over the last few games. I think Leon's averaged about 18-19 points a game and Martin's averaged about 17-18 points a game. So it's really shown that if you get some shooters some space, they will knock down the shots.
Yeah,
that's going to be key for them.
Rightly so. Martin Gale has averaged 16.4 points per game. Leon Henry, he's got 15.4 points per game. Mo Williams, 24.6 and 10 rebounds. Actually, on the league leaderboard, he features quite frequently at the moment, especially specifically in the blocks category. He's 3rd in blocks, 1.2 blocks per game. He's 3rd in total rebounds per game as well, and all for having such a short time in here. But if you look at the Loughborough side, who is it that's going to deal with Mo Williams this afternoon? It's very difficult to look at the roster and think that they have the physical strength to match up and the IQ veteran-wise.
I think what will happen is I think it'll be a team effort. I think you will see a lot of zone from Riders today. Because no one man, I think, on the Riders team is going to be able to go one up with Mo. I expect to see a lot of 1-3-1 possibly to try and circumvent that and go front and back with him. But I think team defense is where it's going to be the key for both sides today. I think Warriors do lack a bit of team defense, so I think that might be a key matchup that we'll see today, is on defense on both ends for both teams.
Right, the starting fives have made their way onto the floor. We'll very briefly go through the rosters as soon as we get this one underway, but the starting fives for the Loughborough Riders: Kyle Jimenez, we have Arija, CJ Hayden, Jonas Dietrich and Harrison Gamble. Starting 5 for the Warriors: Martin Gale, Kane King, Lamin Willan, Mo Williams, and number 12 Leon Henry, the starting 5 for those teams. We'll take a little look at the rosters overall as the table and the referees have a quick conversation. The Riders roster today: number 4 Belak, 5 Wild, number 6 Jimenez, 7 CJ Hayden, number 10 Colin Tifa, number 11 Dwayne Arija, number 12 Harrison Gamble, their captain Jonas Lewis Dietrich, number 20 Liam Johnson, 21 Victor Nduku, number 22 making his debut on his return. He's only had 2 practices, but a very promising name within youth basketball to get to him where he is now. Milo Sigmund returns to the roster for the Loughborough Riders, plying his trade previously in the States, but also with the Kent Crusaders. Phenomenal player, EABL, and just as we show our respect here in basketball's response to racism within sport, the players take the knee and back up, ready to go. And as mentioned, Milo, played for the Kent Crusaders and EABL, Deng, Hoops Fix. He has the
sure,
CV for it.
He's a great talent on paper. Let's see what he gets coming back off injury, how he plays today.
Just very quickly, we'll go through the Warriors roster as this game starts to unfold. Alan Slasser, Kane King, Martin Gale, Alex Wilson, Carl Pearson, Ellis Haggith, Lamin Willen, Leon Henry, Daniel Turaki, LG Jabi, Mo Williams and Kwame Batel. And their head coach, of course, Carl Brown. So let's get stuck into this one. The Loughborough Riders taking on the Leicester Warriors, a rivalry clash. And here's the Warriors in possession. King kicks the ball out to Henry. Euro step to the rack and finishes for 2. Nice work from Henry onto the right hand, a prolific 3-point shooter, because he's also great at getting to the basket with his long limbs. Harija. Top Jimenez, ball rotation now. Dietrich off the dribble to the rack, to the right hand layup of his own.
Way to go straight back at it there and get the 2 points on the other end. That was brilliant there. Straight got points on him, went back and got points straight back again to show that he's not scared.
Big shout out to everybody who's checking in on the NBL England live stream. Let us know about your thoughts on today's game in the comments section. I would love to hear, as the game goes on, who your MVP of today's game will be and who you're supporting overall. And hopefully we'll give you a couple of shouts here and there. Here's CJ Hayden from the elbow. Rebounded by Gale and into the hands of King. Mo Williams had his first look at the basket prior to this possession here for the Warriors. The hook shot wasn't good to go. Here's Willen now from the elbow.
Yeah, and I think the Riders will settle for those sort of hook shots from Mo rather than being right under the bucket. I think they'll settle for those kind of shots.
Jimenez, top of the 3, uses the screen from Hayden. And Jimenez almost looks like a push-off there, but Riders keep it around. Williams with the block. Jimenez is limping. It's not what the Riders want to see. Gale throws it off the head of Mo Williams. Riders in transition here. Bullet pass from Jimenez, and that's knocked around like a pinball. Very sloppy run of play there from both teams, and it's a Leicester Warriors possession. Yeah,
good work from Kane to stay with the broken play and get back on defense. I think that's one of the reasons why he may be starting today. I think his defense is going to be key for the Warriors, and yeah, really well done.
These two teams have met twice prior to this season. Prior to this game today. Once was in the NBL Lynch Cup, and it was a 3-point game with Loughborough win here at the Netball Centre. And then the other game was a 2-point win for Loughborough on the road at Gateway College, but both in November, and both very different rosters now. Speaking to assistant coach Liam Jefferson today, he mentioned the difference in the roster. Obviously, Riders with also an impressive improvement. Martin Gale, deep 3, knocked down. The impressive improvement from them, as to expected from a coach like Mark Jarram, who's great at developing players at this level. And more importantly, they've had players dipping in and out of the season. And then from the Warriors end, Mo Williams, what a revelation he's been. There he is. Such a presence down low. Makes the defender think, makes the offensive player think before he's even taken the shot where he is on the court, which is what resulted in that shot there. Williams. Poor choice. Hands it off, and as mentioned, Mo Williams has had a great impact, but they've got vets such as Gale and Pearson. Add them to the mix, and Warriors started to get a couple of wins on the board, and they've had some really close games in their previous run, and definitely as in the lead to playoff time, look like a stronger team. I mean, yeah, I think there'll be a dark horse going into the playoffs. I don't think they're going to get to the final, but I think they could shock a few teams and maybe get to the quarters or the semis. They've got a strong enough core to do that. I think key will be the 6th, 7th, 8th player. They can step up and help them secure some wins. Here's Jimenez. Foul is called. Foul called on number 11, Lamin Willan, reaching in around Gamble. Lamin loves a reach. He does love a reach. has been one of the long-serving members of the Leicester Warriors Basketball Club, member of the Leicester community himself. Here's Gamble, winds up a three-point shot. Harrison Gamble, beautiful. First chance at a three-point opportunity, drills it for the Riders. Henry, down in the post, double team Mo Williams. Willan now on the other end of the floor, draws the contact on himself. And 2 shots to come here as the foul is called on number 7, Hayden.
That's going to be key there, down on the low post. If they double team, it's going to be key for Warriors to be moving off of the ball like Lamin did just there and get those 2 shots at the free throw line. I think the closeout, not the closeout, but the double team was too late, and I think that was what allowed that there. Needs to be quicker on that double team there.
Well, that makes a first. And he makes the second. Jimenez looks for a nice cut to the basket. The bucket is good and one. Jonas Dietrich, the captain, converting. Great change of speed to burst towards the basket. Clean and composed finish. And he'll head to the free throw line, the chance at a 3-point play.
Yeah, again, Dietrich's one of the stronger players on the Riders, and I think he's going to be key along with Jimenez today on the Riders' offense to make sure that they can keep ticking over and get those points they get every single week.
Score early on here, 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Left to play here in the first, 1-point game. Loughborough Riders in the lead. As mentioned, they've played 2 hotly contested fixtures beforehand. So we are expecting a close game right to the end. Here's Kane King. Henry. Nice little handoff to Willan. Another tries to find Williams, but deflected by Dietrich. Leon Henry off the dribble. He's going to go to the left hand now. He's off balance. Tough shot for him. Jimenez will come up with possession for the Riders. Gamble looks inside Hayden. Nice pass to Gamble. And a mismatch there for Harrison Gamble. He'll finish on the right-hand side.
Beautiful cut there from Gamble. Beautiful cut. Such a basic basketball play, but it's beautiful when it's done.
Here's King. Waits for the screen from Williams. King kicks it out. Henry off the dribble. Finds Willan. Tough defense from the Riders. Interception for the Riders. Pushing forward now. Jimenez, long pass ahead. Dietrich. Finish it for 2.
Transition team defense there is going to be the key. With Big Mo on the court, it does help the Riders getting up and down the court quicker in transition, as obviously Mo's mobility isn't going to be the greatest.
The whole bench there was looking for the chance to rise off their feet for a dunk. Here's Mo Williams on the other end, opening his bank account for the afternoon. 2 points mid-range.
Commentators curse there.
And here's Jimenez. Back up top with Harrison Gamble, hands it back off to Jimenez. Great execution of the offense. Pick, roll, and pop to the corner for Dietrich. Does find him, but a tough shot
Good
for Dietrich.
Rebound.
Offensive rebound. Harrison Gamble, Jimenez, and a foul is called. Foul called on number 11.
That's his third.
Lamin Willan, and he doesn't seem to agree with the official's call. He has a change of direction, held him back.
That's his third.
Third personal foul.
Yeah. That's his third. He's reaching again. He's very handsy on defense. I think that's going to be an issue with these refs after the first one. He needs to be hands off, and he's not learned his lesson. Substitutions
checking into the game for the Leicester Warriors. Number 9, Carl Pearson. Number 10, former Loughborough Rider Ellis Haggith, and Alex Wilson checking into the game. One of my former teammates.
Our
former teammates. Northampton University. We got a couple of trophies together.
Couple.
Here's Gale, pulls up on the dime. Rebounded by Gamble. Birthday boy Harrison Gamble today. And he finds himself, chance at another 3-point play. And a defensive rebound for Martin Gale. Warriors pushing forward here.
I think now with the veteran backcourt of Gale and Pearson, I think you're going to see a bit of a slower tempo from the Warriors.
Williams, he nets the triple. Went under the screen, the defender. Mo Williams punishing that decision.
I was watching him in the warm-up, and he does seem to have a nice stroke from beyond the arc as well.
Foul is called here. Harrison Gamble with a pump fake. Alex Wilson a little too late. Blocking foul call. 2 shots to come. Team foul trouble for the Leicester Warriors. Tied game though, 12 apiece. 4 minutes, 4 seconds left to play here in the first.
I expect to see a big game from Ellis today, playing against his old club. I think he's been up and down this season, but I think he might have a decent game today.
Gamble converts from the line, looking for, as I said, a birthday-worthy performance from him today.
Should be interesting. I think we can. I think he started off strong. I think he means to go on as he started.
2 for 2 for Gamble. Once again, big shout out to those checking in with us on the live stream. Let us know who you're supporting today, what your comments are on today's game, any shout outs. We're here to listen to you guys checking in to today's action. Here's Haggith now, first touch of the game. Mo Williams mid-range, and he is hitting absolutely everything. He hasn't even scored with 2 feet in the paint yet.
I don't think he has. I think where we was concerned for Riders, there we go. Again, the same cut opens up the defense. It's just there every time. That same simple curl is open every time. Team defense is the key, and Warriors need to kind of wake up and start talking to each other, I think.
Here's Gale. Now Pearson up top of the 3. Williams looks for the screen on the right-hand side. Pearson onto the left hand, hang time a little. Couldn't get it to go. Jimenez bursting forward in transition. Hands it off to Gamble. Nice tip pass. He was looking for Hayden to roll. Jimenez left alone for 3. And a rebound for the Warriors. Gale. Looking down low. Here's Mo Williams. He's going to go to work. Now he's inside the paint, onto the right hand. And couldn't get the finish for him this time. Jimenez. Dietrich for 3. Transition 3. Rebounded by Hayden once again. Jimenez ball rotation. Gets it back. Bounce pass to the corner. Harrison Gamble all alone. Drains it. Nothing but net. And that is 7 points personal early on here for Harrison Gamble.
Good extra pass there to open up Gamble for the 3. It's a really good extra pass. But again, it's team defense that's the key, and Warriors aren't talking to each other.
Pearson inside Gale, bounce pass to Mo Williams. Mo Williams goes to the right hand now and drops it in for 2 points. He'll take his tally to 9. Dietrich. 3-point game here at Loughborough University. Jimenez. Arija. Rips the ball through, holds himself in the air, but shoots from right underneath with his right hand and doesn't really get a good shot in it. Loughborough substitutions looking to come in. Here's Alex Wilson off the side of the ring, kept in play by Pearson. And Ellis Haggith holds onto it. Jimenez jumps out to him. Ellis Haggith to the right hand. And he'll draw the contact. Foul called. And number 7, Hayden, that's his second personal, and 2 shots to come at the line for Ellis Haggard. Substitution for the Loughborough Riders, checking into the game. Number 10, Carlin Tifo. Number 5, Greg Wild. And number 4, Joe Belak, Dietrich, Hayden, and Arija head to the bench. Great performance from Dietrich in his first stint in the game. He has 9 points personal, alongside 2 steals, doing a great job at this moment in time for Loughborough. Substitution for the Warriors, Mo Williams will take a breather. Alan Slasser checks into the game. And also, Kwame Batel will also check in.
Yeah, Mo's got a quick 9 points there, I believe, as well. 4 for 6 shooting, I believe.
Yes, indeed. And now here's Haggith on the line. Knocks down the first one. And we'll get the second to go. 1-point game, 1 minute 38 to play here in the first. Jimenez. Warriors man-to-man have actually done really well in keeping up with the tempo of the Riders in this game. Then Tifo.
Hands off.
Kicks it out, Belak for 3. And you would put your house on him sometimes making those shots. Doesn't get it to go. Glad I didn't put my house on that one. Pearson, spin. Tries to find the bounce pass, tipped by Tifo. Greg Wild into the game. Inside, beautiful pass from Wild. Now Harrison Gamble again for 3. And a fight for the rebound, and out of bounds, Leicester Warriors possession. Pearson went to grab it, but
Carl Pearson's IQ there was brilliant, but Carl Pearson's someone that confuses me. He's 5'6", 5'7", and his rebounding is phenomenal. He manages to get a position nearly every single time.
Pearson Wilson hands it off. Back to Pearson from the line. Didn't get it to go. Alex Wilson, offensive rebound, back out. Pearson, jab, drive, kick. Another jab, drive, fade away. Alex Wilson couldn't get it to go. Here's Jimenez. I'm being nice to Alex there. If he hears this back, he knows I'm being very nice right now about that shot. Here's Gamble.
I'm saying nothing.
Yeah. Joe Belak off the dribble. He's going to go all the way to the rack. And the foul is called.
The issue again for the Warriors is where they were curling off of Big Mo. They stopped doing that, and I think they're just standing and waiting for someone to make something happen, which can't happen at this level.
Substitutions checking into the game. Henry and Taruki will check in. Taruki checking in for the first time today. Salasa and Bateo heads to the bench. Belak foul on his way to the rack. Hand check.
Two Titan boys come on there, Taruki and Henry, both on loan this season at Warriors due to the pandemic.
You keep noting that, notifying us that they are on loan this season.
They are on loan this season. They'll be back with us next season.
Okay, hopefully that is the case on the return of basketball. Here's King. Warriors running their offense here. Cross screen now as Taruki rises high to go pick and roll with King. Can't really connect on the screen, but King keeps it alive. Finger roll to the rack and swiped away by Gamble. Henry to meet the buzzer for two and ties the game here at the end of the first quarter. The local rivalry clash between the Loughborough Riders and the Leicester Warriors all square at the end of the first quarter. Will, tell us a little bit about how you felt that first quarter went.
I think it's a good. I think they've both felt each other out. I think as we said that we was talking before the pre-game, they're two completely different teams to where they played last time. And I think, especially for Warriors, it's just a feeling out process to see what they can get. I think Big Mo's shown already that he's going to be able to get what he wants when he wants, unless something changes on the Riders side of things. And on the Riders side of things, their off-the-ball movement is cutting the Warriors apart at the moment, which is an issue. But I think Gamble and Dietrich have started really well for the Loughborough Riders. And on the Warriors side, I think so anything coming from Big Mo has worked really well for them. They just need to go to Big Mo and use him more and more.
Well, a very balanced stat sheet if you were to question it as per se. Harrison Gamble, birthday boy, 10 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal early on. Jonas Dietrich, 9 points, 2 steals to his name, and only one of the players scoring for the Riders, and that's Joe Belak, 1 point from the free throw line. For the Warriors, much more even scoring spread. Martin Gale with 3, Willan with 2, Leon Henry with 4 points to his name, 9 points for Mo Williams, alongside 3 rebounds, and 3 of those shots, one of them was a 3 and 2 of them were mid-range, and 2 points for Ellis Haggith in this game early on, 20 points apiece. Turnovers seeming to be a slight issue for the Warriors very early on in this game overall. They have turned the ball over 4 times to Loughborough's 1, and Loughborough have scored 5 points as a result of those turnovers, but a little bit tighter for the Warriors, and keeping up this energy and enthusiasm that they have with the team right now. They're really going to push this Loughborough Riders team to the limit. What I will say is big shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to Karen, who's saying let's go Riders. Big shout out to Liam and Joe. Darren DePaul, shouting out to Rookie. Julie Grant, keeping your fingers crossed, Will. Big shout out to David Forsyth, former Loughborough Rider as well. Keep those comments coming in, guys, and let us know that you're supporting today's action. Local rivalry clash as we get back underway for the second quarter.
Yeah, shout out to Julie.
Here's King. Williams. Gale, nice backdoor cut, pump fake. He was waiting for the defender to kind of jump up, but didn't do so. And as a result, missed the layup. Here's Greg Wild, beautiful pass to the corner, and Duco into the game for the first time. Nice. Big Vic, BBL minutes. That's what we're talking about here.
He took his rhythm step there to get himself adjusted. That was brilliant. Bit of a post match up here. Let's see how this goes.
Williams goes with the spin. Nice from Antifo. Wow. Stands his ground, but didn't move with him, so ended up hooking him with his left arm. And Carl Brown given I believe a little warning from James Chester about his comments, so he's called a timeout to have a quick conversation with the referees. And so the players can talk it over. 9 minutes 26 on the clock, 23-20. Big play there from big Victor Nduku, checking straight into his game for his first minutes. Lights out, cash, money. And he's done a great job in the BBL roster in terms of really embracing his role as learning and developing in their training practices. And when he does have minutes, he doesn't look completely out of place.
Sure, I think that's a good thing for that Loughborough do with Leicester Riders, is bringing through some young talent, getting them acquainted with the step up. Because even though we like to say the NBL is not that far off the BBL is still a big step up, especially for young guys. So it's nice to see some young guys getting some time and getting adjusted and being able to play some decent minutes.
But not just young guys, these guys are Charnwood players. Him, Greg Wild, and Victor. You know, there's other players that would have had the opportunity. There's a couple of injuries here and there. Kanu and Giovanni Amajuru. These guys are Charnwood players and really having an impact, not only at D1 level, but stepping up to that BBL level as well. Evident of the great program, but not just great work of Charnwood, of course, those junior programs that they both would have come through. Manchester, namely, as per se, for Greg Wild. Was returned to the court. Here's Williams on the line. It's the first to go.
He's got such a nice stroke for a big man from the line. Two for two.
And he gets the second to go. He's shooting around 66% this season from free throw, which is good for a big man. If we're taking the stereotype and saying, let's talk about you, Big Will.
I'll take that as a big man.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I have known your free throw
66, 70%. I'll take that.
I've known your free throw to be particularly, let's say, challenging. Yeah, adventurous. Yes, it's been a journey.
It's been a journey.
It's been a journey. Well, yes, but you're getting there.
Yes. Much better, thanks to Barry Powell, I believe.
Okay, here's Wild for the Riders. High post, Victor Nduku. Oh, he's going to go to work here with the spin. Victor Nduku keeps it alive. Williams had his hand onto it, held on strong. He lined up with Willan and knew that he couldn't deal with his strength, but Warriors come up with possession. Gale.
With mismatch inside. Good work from number 10 there to drop down and help out on defense.
Here's Henry. Skips the ball across. Here's Gale on the right-hand side. Pulls up long range. Martin Gale, been doing it for years.
That's automatic. That's an automatic bucket there. You can't close out that way against Martin. He's going to punish you every single time.
Warriors now in the lead by 1. Nduku off the dribble again. You're a step and one. Nduku, count it.
Long steps there. Really, really nice fundamental steps there to get to the rack. Really nice.
Finished through the contact and deservedly is now stepping onto that free throw line with a chance at a three-point play. Big Vic.
But again, Warriors can't rely on those broken plays. They need to start moving off the ball. They're kind of all just standing and waiting for the ball to come to them before they make any actions. And that's going to hurt them later on in the game.
Nduku misses his free throw. Rebound for Gale. And here's King. Gale rises up. Williams into the paint. Fade away two. Mo Williams is a problem in the NBL. Most recently actually playing in Japan, but of course has had various stints professionally as a player in the BBL as well for Giants and other teams. Here's Greg Wild, his first three of the game off the front of the ring. Dietrich tries to rebound that out of bounds. Sideline possession for the Warriors, with a chance now to actually push their lead further than 1 point.
I think we'll see again on the ball screen, and then they'll try and get the ball inside to Mo once again.
Here's Henry though, inside, shot bobbles around, in and out. Riders come up with a rebound. Here's Greg Wild pushing forward. Bullet pass to the corner for Belak. Belak pulls up, long two, touches the wire.
There was an extra pass there as well, but I think he missed it at the top of the key. Could have made things a lot simpler, but great entry pass there to the wing.
Now Warriors have possession. Chance to run their set again. Williams sets the screen across to Willan. He's going to go one-on-one with Victor Nduku this time, but a foul is called.
That's a tough one. If I'm number 10 now, that's a tough one for me.
Well, actually, the foul was called number 21, Victor Nduku. I think he was just reaching in at that moment. His first personal, second team for Loughborough. King. Willan off the dribble. Nice work from Willan. Tries to take the tough shot, doesn't get it to go. Dietrich, long pass ahead. Belag in transition, out of bounds. He was gone, he was up there. It was a tough pass to make, but Belag couldn't quite get it under control for the Riders. King in trouble here, almost couldn't get the ball in within the 5 allowed seconds.
I think they'll run the same set again and try and get Mo in.
Here's King. Williams, long two. King with an offensive rebound, floats it up. I must say, you know, King's numbers haven't been particularly great compared to his previous years in D1. And I don't know whether that's because he plays just a slightly different role here as...
Do you know what I think it is with Kane? I think with King, I think that he runs the team really well. I think it's the same as Levi at Hemel. He runs the offense really well, and he does what the coach asks of him. And I think that's where he's not been as aggressive offensively. He just does what the coach has asked of him. And I think that's where he gets his minutes, and that's why he's in the team this season. He's not been as reliant on getting points for his team. So yeah, slightly different.
Foul called here. Sorry, I was hearing you out there, Will. But Lamin Willan seems to be getting very frustrated in this game. He's on his 4th personal foul. He actually reached round with his elbow. I'm able to actually see a little bit of a delay here on the stream, so I can actually see whilst you guys have watched this. He hooked round with his elbow, and I'm not sure how that wasn't actually something a little bit more than an unsportsmanlike foul. That was pretty intentional from what I can see.
I love Lamin's energy. His heart's in the right place, but there are times this season and other seasons where he's allowed his emotions to get the better of him, and I think that was one of those times. He gets frustrated quite quickly if things don't go his way. If that bucket goes in previously, that doesn't happen, and I think that's something he needs to work on.
28-26. 6 minutes 5 left to go. Unsportsmanlike foul, and Tifo knocks down the first. Another chance here as it rattles in and out.
These are the things that will hurt Warriors later on in the game. Lamin's a big part of their defense. He works extremely hard on the defensive end, and him sitting down is going to be a big miss for them.
Well, Riders will now have possession as a result of the unsportsmanlike foul. Big shout out to Big Dog Ballin, my guy, Essex commentator. Here's Wild. Wild off the dribble, all the way to the rack. Greg Wild, clutch.
Really good second dribble to get himself to space there. Really, really nice second dribble.
King. Riders have capitalised on that moment. Still a 5-point game.
There we go. That's the double team. That's the double team right there. Making most stuff.
It was a triple team at one point there. And Mo Williams does get it to go off the glass to keep Warriors in touching distance. Here's Jimenez. Now Gamble. Ball rotation to Dietrich, sees the gap on the left-hand side, and it was there, finishes with the inside hand. And Leon Henry is telling Mo Williams, Leon actually opened his body up as he rose slightly higher towards the middle of the floor, and they gave him that lane.
Again, miscommunication. They've got to know that from the start. This is what we're going to do, not just during the game. Again, man-to-man defense is going to be an issue, I think, for the Warriors side. They need to work on their team defense if they're going to be a threat during the rest of this game.
Victor Nduku eating for the Loughborough Riders.
I think Carl Brown will call a timeout soon if this continues.
Here's King. Just made a 2-point before Victor Nduku's shot.
Screen.
Here he is. Looks for the kick. Finds Gale. Skips to the corner. Ellis Haggif for 3. Off the back of the ring, and it touches the wire, and it will go in the opposite direction. Frustrating, that wire here at Loughborough University is the bane of most away teams. It touches a wire, it goes the other way. And substitution, big shout out, making his return off a huge back injury. Milo Gordon into the game. We've missed him, and the game misses him. So I am so glad he is having this opportunity, and it's great for the young man now to be able to step onto the floor. As mentioned before, a highlight, everything you want as a young player on your CV, EABL, Deng, Hoopsvik, he has it on his CV. And finally, with his chance at Loughborough, he was injured, etc. And now back on the floor, so good to see him. Here's Dietrich. Now with Nduku. Nduku for 3. Victor Nduku is
not get the memo?
feeling himself.
Get the memo. Got to close out. That's 3 times now they've not closed out on him. Again, the Warriors' offense is very stagnant, which is why you've seen Carl Pearson come back in. Again, entry pass going down to Mo, but there's no movement off of him.
Mo Williams out of bounds. Oh, Loughborough Riders possession there. I thought it bubbled off a Riders player there, but no.
Number 21, I thought it came off of Ndungu. I thought it came off him.
Referees definitely have a better view than us. And the ball will get put into play. 38-30. Riders starting to pull away a little here. 3 minutes and 50 seconds, so plenty of time for Warriors to dig in and get the vital stops they need.
They go underneath, it's going to kill them.
Here's Gamble. Fades away, looks inside, the pass doesn't work. Here's Martin Gale pushing forward. Gale pulls up. Nice handle.
So pretty.
Pushed it in forward, snatched it away, pulled up on the dime. Cash money.
Very pretty shot. The pretty shot.
Here's
in
Gordon.
For the first time.
Jimenez up top, Harrison Gamble, pump fake and drive, Gamble kicks it, Jimenez, Dietrich in the corner, great ball movement from Loughborough Riders, and there's the reward.
Warriors again, they can't cope with the ball movement. The ball movement is really affecting them at the moment. They're not talking on defense, and that's what the problem is. Again, the movement is minimal on offense. A lot of standing and waiting.
Ball's kicked out to Gale though. Gale can't get his shot to go, rebounded by Harrison Gamble. Long pass ahead from Jimenez. Dietrich to the right hand for 2, gets it to go.
Strong finish, very strong finish.
And the timeout call by head coach Carl Brown. They want to talk it over. 43-32 here in the second quarter. 2 minutes and 48 seconds left to play in this game. And this has been a great quarter overall. A little bit sloppy for the Leicester Warriors. That clinical composure that they had throughout that first quarter to keep them hanging around just hasn't been there, and now the Riders pulling away. Victor Nduku with a strong second quarter performance, 10 points in this quarter, putting in work. Jonas Dietrich coming back into the game, taking his total tally to 16 points in the second quarter. What can the Warriors do to get back into this game, Will?
Stop leaving Ndungu open. I think that's the main thing they need to do, to stop leaving players open. I think they need to reassess their defensive matchups. I think they need to start talking on defense as well. Their defense is their key. The defense has gone away in that second quarter. It went completely away. They switched off. They were leaving men open. They weren't working as hard on recovery. They weren't working on closing out, on help defense. None of it was there. We saw it earlier with Leon Henry and Mo. Leon opened his body up thinking the help was going to come from Mo, and it wasn't there. We saw again Ndunku's had 2 shots from the arc open, and he's hit down both. That's why he's now 2 for 3 from the line. And once you get a player of his quality being able to shoot the ball like that, he's going to continue.
I think matchup-wise it's been tough for the Riders for the Warriors to cover Nduku, someone who can get in the paint and give you work, but also step out and really do guard work as well with somebody his size. But let's see how the rest of this quarter unfold. Carl would have got into his players and let them know that they need to finish strong going into half-time to give them a chance of sticking around and in this game and not having to climb such a huge mountain.
But they've got a bit of size on now with Chiriki on the court as well with Big Mo, and I think that high-low action might help them quite a lot. I believe Dave's down there is picking up Chiriki, which is going to be an interesting matchup.
Clinical footwork there from Mo Williams. Here's Gamble, kicks it out. Finds Jimenez. Back out to Harrison Gamble, catch and shoot off the front of the ring, rebounded by the Warriors.
That's it, there we go.
Taruki to the right hand, no composure. Rebounded by Gordon, out of bounds as he lands with his foot on the line. Warriors possession on the baseline. Big shout out to everybody in the comments. Big shout out to Coach Krumesh from Sweden. Local rivalry, yes. Krumesh will be well versed in the Riders-Warriors rivalry, of course. Billy Beddoe in the house, shouting out to Big Will.
Billy.
We've got some love here from Milo as well, of course, rightly so. Josh Moore, Jack O'Keefe, and Billy. And big shout out to Leah Alcindor, also checking in Big Will's debut here on commentary duties. Here's the rebound now for Gordon. Jimenez. Travel violation call, picks the ball up, moves his pivot foot. Easy one to call for the official.
He is human.
He is human. Yes, he is human. Carl Jimenez. He's had relatively quiet game for the Loughborough Riders in terms of scoring. Of course, he fills the stat sheet up in other ways. 8 assists, 3 rebounds, 0 points. Just tends to be a common stat line for him these days. Here's
Good
Henry
pass.
inside. Taruki is fouled. Almost took like a double pump and looked to dunk it. Did I see you go to clap there, Will? Listen, we are not at a Titans game right now, Will, right?
Sorry, it was instinct. It really was instinct. I do apologise.
No, that's okay. You're allowed to have favourites, especially as a co-commentator. I'm the neutral one, so you can.
No problem.
You can have favourites.
I mean, it was more clapping the pass from Leon. We don't really see Leon pass at Titans, so it was interesting to see him pass just then. But no, yeah, I'd love to see Tricky getting some minutes in D1. I think it's going to help him a lot and help us next season as well, from to get his understanding of what he needs to do for the team next season. That's a normal thing, 1 and 2.
Couldn't get the second free throw to go. Jonas Dietrich again in the corner for 3. Gordon with another rebound to his name. Gordon to the right hand, bobbles inside of the hoop, fights for it once again. He is really putting in the work, and I will say that from the many events I've announced and Gordon's been there, he's one of the hard workest players on the court. Ooh. And a foul has been called here.
Thought there was a travel before the foul, but
foul called on number 31, David Aputa. And the ball into play here for the Warriors. Mo Williams. Taruki hands it off to Leon Henry. Leon Henry winds up a 3 over Harrison Gamble. We know Leon Henry can shoot the 3, and there it is. A huge play for the Warriors. 5-point game once again. Gamble in the paint. Fires it up. Rebounded by Mo Williams. Just under a minute to go here. 45 seconds to be precise. Here's Pearson. Hands it off to Gale. Gale off the screen for Williams. Williams is rolling and spinning and couldn't get it to go off the right hand. A soft finish.
Rumbling, tumbling to the lane there.
Couldn't quite get it to go. Here's Jimenez now. Gamble inside of Puta. Foul is called.
Yeah, the off-the-ball movement from Riders is what's getting the Warriors in trouble here on fouls. They're just constantly moving off the ball, and it's they don't have to put the ball on the floor. It's just straight up to the hoop. And again, positioning.
Foul called the number 9, Pearson. He wants to have a conversation with the ref about it, try to find out what it is he could be doing better next time.
It was his feet. He was still moving. That's what was given there. He needs to just stand still and just take the contact rather than move, shuffling his feet to try and protect himself.
Warriors have been much better in this quarter with their fouls. And Aputa, he misses his first shot. And gets his second shot to go. 44-38. 23 seconds on the clock, 18 seconds on the shot clock. It's about a 3 second difference there.
Then we're going to see a shot from Martin Gale here. If Carl doesn't take this himself, we're going to come off the screens.
And there's tough defense here from Gordon.
Out to
finds Leon Henry for 3. Leon Henry knocks it down. Huge play for the Warriors. Here's Jimenez pushing forward now for the Riders. Clock winding down. Finds Gordon to beat the Gordon. And he doesn't get it to go. Bounces over other side of the ring. 44-41. Warriors fighting back after the timeout called by head coach Carl Brown. A 3-point game, all to play for coming up in this second half. What an exciting first half of basketball.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Great introduction for me commentating. I thought that was a great back and forth.
I'll tell you, there could be much worse games that you could have picked to commentate on, and it's good when it's close and exciting.
Yes, exactly that. I think we saw a couple of words were said after the whistle went there. The buzzer went, I should say, after between Martin Gale, a few of the Riders players as well. Just those going to their individual benches. I think it's starting to heat up. I think both teams are starting to find their feet. I think Carl Brown calling that timeout when they went, I think it was about a 8-point run, I think, for Riders at one point. That's been stopped. Again, it's down to the defense for Warriors. If Warriors can fix their on the ball defense, and I think they'll be fine. But at the moment, Riders are just are killing them on movement off the ball. And I think team defense for Warriors, if they can fix it, I think they'll be fine. I think they may be able to come out of a win. Stopping Carl scoring at the moment seems to be done quite well, but they need to work on the passing lanes as well for Riders.
Sure, and let's have a little look at the stat sheet here. Jonas Dietrich with 16 points, leading for the Riders, has been one of the main scorers all season long. 2 rebounds, 2 assists and 2 steals to his name. Stand out for the Riders at this moment in time. Victor Nduku with 10 points, 2 rebounds off the bench, and birthday boy Harrison Gamble 10 points and 2 rebounds to his name. For the Leicester Warriors team, Mo Williams 17 points, 4 rebounds at the half. Martin Gale 7 rebounds, 4 assists for him. We also have Leon Henry with 10 points and Ellis Haggett with 2 points in the game as well. I think Warriors probably need a little bit more from their bench in this game. Only 3 bench points compared to Loughborough Riders 18. And if this game is going to go right down to the wire, every player has got to be able to step up on the floor for them to be able. It's quite balanced on the boards at this moment in time. Both teams doing a good job offensively and defensively. Either way to try and keep themselves in the game. Interestingly, points in the paint for the Riders, 20 points in the paint compared to Warriors 12, despite the fact that Mo William has 17, because Mo William has been shooting the ball very well.
Very, very well. He's been shooting very well from just outside the paint. I think what you'll find from Warriors is most of their offense will go through him. He'll be the entry pass will start and that'll initiate their offense, or there'll be a high screen at the top of the key and they'll work off an on the ball screen. But Riders seem to understand that Mo's going to get what Mo's going to get. If they can work around everybody else and stop everybody else, then the game's there for the taking. I think Mo's probably going to finish with about 35 today, but if the Riders go out and win by 15, who cares? I think that's kind of what it looks like at the moment is going to be going forward in the second half.
Well, just so you know, lots of other exciting NBL action going on today, so make sure you do get involved and tune into that also tomorrow. But today, London Lions have tipped off already against Hemel Storm. Are you going to have a little look at that score for us?
I will.
There will. At 2 o'clock, the Derby Trailblazers taking on the Bradford Dragons. At 3 p.m. today, Worthing Thunder against the Hoods, and the Thames Valley Cavaliers, league-leading Thames Valley Cavaliers, taking on the Reading Rockets at 3 o'clock. The Barking Abbey London Lions game 67-73 at this moment in time. Hemel Storm in the lead. Tomorrow, some huge games also happening. Essex Rebels taking on Hemel Storm. Oakland's Wolves taking on Team Newcastle University. The Bradford Dragons will take on Nottingham Hoods, and Worthing Thunder will take on the Barking Abbey London Lions. But of course, top of the table clash, Team Solent Kestrels will be looking to get their revenge on Thames Valley Cavaliers, handing them their first loss in 50+ games. That's going to be an exciting one, isn't it, Will?
Yeah, I've been a Solent Kestrels advocate on Twitter for the last year and a half, saying that they could probably beat most of the teams in the BBL until Surrey shut me up. I think again, I said on Twitter again, I say a lot of stuff on Twitter.
Yes, you do.
I think if Solent were going to lose, it was going to be to the Thames Valley Cavaliers this season. I personally see a Solent victory tomorrow just because they're back at home. They're on their own court. They haven't got to travel all the way down, all the way to London, and Cavs have. I think Cavs were unlucky to lose to Newcastle earlier on in the season after playing that game against Surrey the night before, having to travel up to Newcastle on a 5-6 hour journey, playing at 12 o'clock in the afternoon doesn't help, and only losing by 1 point. So I think if Solent win tomorrow, I think the league's wrapped up. I can't see Solent losing to anyone else.
Okay.
But TVC are the only team I think in the league that can beat Solent.
Well, interesting you say that, and obviously some great players amongst those. To Taylor Johnson, absolute cold-blooded killer.
Straight bucket.
And he has been phenomenal for Thames Valley Cavaliers. But also on the other side for the Team Solent Kestrels, big shout out to Northampton local former Charlton rider Andre Aerosol, who's been having a great he's had a great first season in basketball outside of college and really proving himself as a young and upcoming star in the British game.
Yeah, I mean, I've played with Dre since I started playing basketball. Dre was one of the guys that we'd always work out with. He'd always work out with Shane Walker and Jason Tucker, because those were the two guys that were at the level that he wanted to try and learn from, and we always played and worked out in the summers. Andre's year on year, he just gets better and better and better and better, and I think he's only now just starting to show you what he's capable of. That final game where he kind of had a breakout game, that's the Dre that I see whenever I play with him. So yeah, it's great to see a local boy from Northampton doing really well, but it's also nice to see him do what he loves doing, and that's getting paid to play basketball.
That is indeed correct. Well, listen, ladies and gents, we haven't got too long to go until this second half gets underway here at Loughborough University. Currently the score 44 to the Loughborough Riders, Leicester Warriors 41 in the Leicestershire County rivalry clash. And we will join you very shortly. Don't forget to let us know your thoughts in today's game in the comments section below. Get involved on Twitter, etc. We are more than happy to hear and shout you out about how you feel about today's game. And we will see you coming back after the break. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Loughborough University for today's NBL Division 1 clash. The Loughborough Riders taking on Leicester Warriors in a local rivalry, 44-41, a 3-point game. My name is Tahir Hadja, alongside me today on the co-comms, William Reid. Will, an exciting first half for those joining us coming back after the half-time break.
Yeah, it was amazing first half. Riders went on a bit of a run. Warriors kind of snapped out of their little slump midway through the second and pulled themselves back within 3. I think it'll be interesting now to see whether or not the Riders will press them more into the second half. It'll be interesting if they start off in a press when they go onto defence. It'll be quite interesting to see if that happens and how the Warriors are able to cope with that. I think possibly the Warriors have got their strongest 5 on the court in terms of spacing, so it'll be interesting to see what happens now.
Interesting analysis from my co-commentator today, making his debut, Big Will Reid. So let's get stuck into the action then. The Loughborough Riders taking on the Leicester Warriors. Here's the Riders with possession starting the half. Hayden skipped out to Harrison Gamble, bounces off the back of the iron. Hayden, he has room on the 3-point line. I'm not going to lie, I would have given that a go, even if I was a big man that did not shoot many threes in a game. I'm shooting that.
I'm shooting that regardless. I'm shooting that.
Here's Henry. Off the dribble, kicks it out. Mo Williams, long 2, and
So
it's money
simple.
for him.
So simple.
He has been outrageously good from field goal today. 8 for 12 from the field. Here's Gamble, kicks it out. Jimenez winds up a 3, opens his bank account for the first time this afternoon. 3 points alongside 8 assists and 4 rebounds for Carl Jimenez. And now Pearson in possession.
Expect to see the same action again here. Yep, same action again. Opens up Leon this time.
Henry pulls up for 3, doesn't get it to go. Jimenez pushing forward for the Riders. Bounce pass and handoff. Jimenez still with it. Harrison Gamble looks inside. Hayden tip pass. Arija one-on-one with Henry. Good defense here from the Warriors. Dietrich again finds that corner 3, but once again, with a little bit of luck, Warriors have possession back. Pearson. Up top, Martin Gale.
Much better spacing now.
Taruki. Yep, that's right.
Oh.
You got to take that 3. It was too wide open. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You can't leave this wide open. I mean, now though, if you miss that one, then you're probably not going to take the next one, unless you are a lights out shooter, of course. Here's
Like
Campbell.
Yeah.
Here's Pearson. Big shout out to Krumish Patel checking in once again. He's asking me how the playoffs going. I don't think I can explain that to you right at this moment in time, but the first top two teams have a little bit of a bye. Martin Gale
Close
with
to
a
being
deep
a foul
3.
as well.
Money.
Close to being a foul there. I thought there was going to be one called. There's a little bit of contact on the hand there as Martin's follow through.
Here's Gamble. Tries to find Dietrich inside. This is brilliant from the Warriors here. Their defense has been great to start this third quarter. Leon Henry couldn't get the bucket to go in transition, and that's turned over by the Riders. And Warriors will get possession back. Loughborough Riders leading in that second quarter by as many as 11. It's back to a 1-point game now, and a great, strong start here from the Leicester Warriors.
I think Leon should have gone left there rather than going onto his strong right hand. Should have gone to his left hand side. It would have been an easier bucket for him.
Here's Williams. Gale. The handle and a foul is called.
Reaching.
Foul call the number 11, Arija on the arm. First personal. First team. And ball into play. Mo Williams. He's going to go to work. Mo Williams. Soft finish.
It's almost unfair. It's a one-on-one absolute nightmare for as a matchup.
21 points to his name. Jimenez. Tries to find Gamble. Does find Gamble, and the foul is called.
I think Gamble brought that one there. I think he tricked the refs into thinking there was more contact than what there was there.
Martin Gale shares a smile with the referee. End line possession for the Riders. First personal for or second personal for Gale and first team. Ball ready to be put into play here. Harrison Gamble left all alone. Can't get his shot to go. Rebounded by Gale. Gale pushing forward. Pearson on the drive, kicks it to Henry. Henry bounce pass to Pearson, and Pearson is cursing himself. Recovers the play, gets both hands on the ball, and Warriors have the favour of the possession arrow. But a nice play there from Henry to find a bounce pass, thread the needle, find Pearson. Pearson kicking himself because he missed it.
I don't know who this player is. He passes the ball. I don't know who he is. Who's this?
Well, here's Henry for three. Bounces off the back of the ring, rebounded by Dietrich. Well, maybe if he comes back off loan to Titans, you'll be finding a better player in your hands.
He won't pass then. But hopefully, yeah, there's some slight improvements I've seen already just in this game that he's picked up, I think, from playing this season. Great pass.
Hayden, oh my goodness, ridiculous play from CJ Hayden. Oh my goodness.
That's all Carl Jimenez, in my opinion. That was a great pass.
A beautiful pass to Hayden. The moment he took off, I knew exactly what his mind was set on, and that was putting two hands on the ring and swimming right off it, and he'll head to the free throw line for a chance at a three-point play. A huge dunk there from Hayden, and he'll get the three-point play to go. Maybe he might see that one on BBL fix or something like that. And here come the Warriors, still a two-point game though. An emphatic play for the Loughborough Riders. They needed it to end a little bit of a drought that they had. Here's Henry driving baseline, floats it over Gamble, easy and inside for two. He went through the defending assignment, never really got handed over or switched properly, and Henry decided to take opportunity of that. Harrison Gamble puts 2 points on the board.
Yeah, tricky there. He needs to close out better there. He needs to shuffle his feet rather than just diving straight out. At this level, he's going to get punished every single time. Player with Gamble's quality. He's going to just fake him out and just drive to the lane. Way too easy.
Henry. Off the screen, bounce pass to Williams now. Off the glass, Mo Williams doing it all for the Leicester Warriors.
Really like these screens that are being run across the paint and then into the on the ball screens. Really nice from Leicester's action. It's getting Mo open every single time, and that's where most of their points are coming from.
Jimenez gets it out now for three. Jimenez off balance, and a foul is called as Gamble tries to take that one off Pearson. The Warriors will get it back. The foul called on Gamble for a push. But again, first personal and second team.
Sorry, I was going to say, again, I said before, the spacing for the Warriors is where it's at the moment. And I think we're going to see a veteran, and Alex as well, is going to be able to add to the spacing. I think it's going to be a little bit better for them defensively, because he'll be able to close out on Gamble if he picks up on that matchup a bit better. But he's also a gunner from the three. Spacing-wise, Warriors look a lot better where they're set out at the moment, and that action going across the key and onto the on-ball screen is what's working for them at the moment.
Pearson in control, moves the ball to Henry. Screen from Williams. Leon Henry finds room for three, and that would have been huge if it dropped for the Warriors. They've battled to a tying game now. Here's Jimenez. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to play here in the third. Harrison Gamble.
See already Alex there been doing a much better job than what Tricky was doing on Gamble there.
Jimenez finds Gamble. Wilson closes out, and a foul is called. No basket. Foul is called on Wilson for a blocking foul. I thought he went right by him, to be fair. Gamble was able to get around him. The foul is called nonetheless. Substitutions checking into the game. CJ Hayden and Arija take a break, and Dooku coming off the bench alongside Joe Belak. And Dooku with 10 points to his name, came off the bench and made a huge impact for the Riders. They've been looking for more from him. Here's Dietrich. Jimenez. Gamble. Dietrich, great ball movement there from the Riders. Belak, offensive rebound, and Martingale comes up with possession here for the Warriors.
Really good work from Leon to get across there on the help side defense. Again, 6 seconds gone on the shot clock and the shot goes up. It's just demoralising as a squad to be able for that to happen.
Gamble for three, rattles another one in from behind the arc. And a timeout is called by the Leicester Warriors. Just slowed down in their intensity that got them into that position. Once again, a 3-point lead for the Loughborough Riders, 55-52. Once again, let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Let us know what you think about today's game. We're coming up to that fourth quarter. Tell us who you think the MVP of today's game should be as we take a little look at the stat sheet right now. Mo Williams, 23 points, 4 rebounds to his name, 12 points for Leon Henry, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists for Martin Gale for the Warriors, and making a huge impact for their team. For the Loughborough Riders, 16 points, 4 rebounds for Dietrich, 3 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds for Carl Jimenez. Jonas Dietrich has 16 points and 12 points, I think I mentioned, for Gamble, and 10 points for Nduku in this third quarter with 4 minutes left to play.
Yeah, looking at the stats, it looks like obviously a lot of shots going up from both Henry and from Williams. As I said before, their cross action across on their screens, going across the paint and then going onto that on-ball screen for Leicester is working. But I think Riders seem to figure that out towards the end, just before that timeout was called. And again, they can't be going into offenses, going in 3-4 seconds in and just putting up a 3, because look what happens. Come back down the other end of the court, Gamble puts up a 3 and it's a 3-point game. And those are the sort of things that are going to hurt Warriors moving forward.
Time called back in, so apologies. 15 points for Harrison Gamble in this game. Here's Gale. He's trying to find a pass, find a teammate, finds Wilson. Mo Williams in the paint, double team, Mo Williams off the glass. Alex Wilson follows it in for the offensive rebound. A chance to reset here for the Warriors. Mo Williams inside, 2 feet in the paint. Mo Williams, body fake, turn and finish. Fundamentals.
Big fundamental. But again, Gamble was trying to get trying to battle with him down there, and that's not what you want to do. You want to kind of just get your positioning and just and work your ass off.
Belak's 3 is no good. Collected by the Warriors. And now Henry. He's going to drive all the way. Leon Henry almost gets that to 4. Would have been good if it dropped.
Don't scream man 1 before it goes in the bucket, Leon.
Foul is called on number 21, Nduku. That's his second personal. Third team for the Loughborough Riders. And Leon Henry will head to the free throw line. We've got Leah Alcindor saying Mo for MVP, of course. Okay.
Yeah, that's Leah. That's the cousin of Hayden Alcindor, one of the Titans players. Hayden's also ex-Denkamp and a few, I think, ex-England as well. Really good young prospect that we've got down there at Titans.
Okay, all Titans today here on our Loughborough channel.
As it should be. It's all Titans all the time.
It's purple. They share the same colour. All right.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Here's Jimenez.
Better facilities here, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to comment on the 3-point line down at Weavers Leisure Centre in Wellingborough. I would not comment on that 3-point line, but I'm not quite sure you could play games there. Here's Williams again for 2 in the face of Gamble.
Beautiful. It's just, and the thing is, everything that Mo does, if it's not done in 1 or 2 dribbles or less, he doesnn't do it, and that's just beautiful to see from a basketball standpoint. Everything's just done so simply for him.
Warriors into the lead now. Here's Jimenez all the way to the bucket.
No, there was
no basket. Foul called on number 15. Williams for a hold. Substitution checking into the game. Number 5 Wild. First personal foul for Mo Williams.
I thought that was on Kane. Kane kind of held Gamble around the midriff as he was coming through, rather than it being on Mo. But I think they'll take, if it's only the first foul on Mo, I think they'll take that.
Dietrich will head to the bench. Wild into the game. Here's Jimenez. Top of the 3-point line, has some room. Carl Jimenez doesn't get it to go. And Wilson comes up with a defensive rebound.
Yeah, I think his control dribble messed him up a little bit there, throwing up that 3 there, Carl.
Gale pulls up, mid-range. Martin Gale. Offensive rebound for Leon Henry. Mo Williams in the paint against Harrison Gamble. An offensive foul call.
As a big man, that is absolutely horrible to see. As a big man, I feel for Mo there, because in my opinion, there was nothing doing. I think Harrison was just a little bit weak in the paint there.
Yo, I got Holly Winterman in the comments, just so you know, saying Northants Lighting. Titan, you look for yourself.
What's this? Listen.
Listen. You can't say about the burn. We're talking about the burn.
That's not,
Holly Winter
really
burn.
not fair. It's really not fair.
Offensive foul called here.
It's not true, but it's fine. It's Holly Winterburn. I can't exactly argue, so fine, whatever.
Body on the line. Kane King draws the same call on the opposite end of the floor. These teams not giving up easily and really playing honest basketball at this moment in time. 1 minute 30 left to play. 2-point lead for the Warriors. Here's Kane King. Mo Williams, and the foul is called correctly there. He was able to show that he was pushed in the back. And it's a sideline possession or end line possession. In fact, team foul trouble, 2 shots to come.
Bit of a forearm there in the back thing on Mo. Trying to push him out of the paint. I think Mo overreacted a little bit too much there on that. It's a little bit of an
I think
overreaction.
sometimes you have to show the officials what the call is, you know?
True. This is true.
Oh, listen, I don't know where we started here in the comments, but now, Titans vs Lightning. Listen, this is Loughborough Riders taking on Leicester Warriors, right? So this is all about Leicestershire. Let's not talk about Northamptonshire and irrelevant in this conversation. No D1 teams in Northampton. Here we go.
Wow.
Jimenez.
Give us a season.
Here's Jimenez.
And that's no cap. Give us a season.
Hayden. Back to Jimenez. In and out dribble, Jimenez. And again, Kane King. Yeah. Offensive foul, body on the line. Read the play, got it back. And I will say, you know, I've got love for Northampton, just to be very clear, you know, representing the university for a few years. And it is an actual cultural melting pot of basketball in such a small town. The UK's second largest town, I believe.
Biggest town,
correct.
Biggest town, that's
yes,
right. Yeah,
and they do have a rich basketball cultural history, but just no D1 teams. Here's Kane King.
Give us a year.
Here's Henry off the dribble, pulls up for 2. Henry off the side of the ring, rebounded by Wild.
Ooh, travel missed there from number 5. I think that's Wild. He took a couple of steps, then passed.
A nice recovery there from Henry to get out, but Victor Nduku going strong to the right hand, floats it up high, rebounded by Mo Williams.
His game is so smooth, man. Unlucky not to finish there, but his game is very, very smooth. I like his game.
Martin Gale pulls up for 3, foul, and 1, huge play. Martin Gale with the high knees, heads over to the cameraman just to let him know what it is. 55 to 58, 55 to 61. 28.6 remaining here in the third quarter. Warriors now in the lead by 6. Martin Gale on the line for a chance at a 4-point play.
He had one of those earlier that I did say that I thought was a foul. It wasn't given. That one there was a little bit more contact on the arm. And again, he hits the free throw. So like a 4-point play there for Martin. That's going to really help Warriors moving forward.
And here's Wild. And Nduku. Jimenez. Riders need to find a look here. Jimenez driving baseline. Good defense. Fade away from Jimenez, had nothing else, so he made it happen on his own. Clock winding down. 4, 3, 2. Kane King. I think he waited way too long to get that shot off. And that's the end of the third quarter. What an incredible quarter of basketball for the Leicester Warriors. They were down at the half by 3, but now find themselves in the lead by 5. Wonderful basketball for Carl Brown's Leicester Warriors.
Yeah, 8-point swing. I think Warriors, as I said, their spacing has been much, much better in this quarter. I said at the start, you looked to me a little bit off when I said this is their best spacing when going on to the court in the third quarter. But once they get their spacing right, Warriors are dangerous because Mo inside is just an automatic bucket. But then what that does is it opens up the floor for players like Martin, who hits a 4-point play because then he gets his rhythm. And once he gets his rhythm, he's a really hard player to stop. So it'll be interesting now to see how the Riders come out, and if the Riders come out in a full-court man-to-man press, or they come with a different approach. But I expect to see a lot of press coming out of the Riders now. Now we're into the fourth quarter. They're the younger side, the fitter side. I expect them to press the ball and try and grind out some turnovers from the Warriors, who are prone to turnovers.
For sure. I think turnovers has been a little bit of an issue for the Riders in the quarter. Warriors really capitalising on that. 6 points in this quarter from turnovers altogether. Mo Williams, as we've mentioned, eating his lunchtime snack of some sort. 28 points, 12 for 18, 11 for 17 from the 2-point, but of course 1 huge 3, 5 rebounds to his name. Martin Gale has also been cleaning up the boards for the Warriors. 14 points, 9 rebounds and 5 assists. Carl Jimenez starting to get his scoring game into the third quarter. He scored 5 points, 11 assists to his name. Still Harrison Gamble with 15 points, Jonas Dietrich still with 16 points, but now we're ready for the fourth and final quarter here in today's NBL Division 1 fixture. Here's Wild. Taruki with the interception here for the Warriors. Henry, Euro step to the rack. Taruki to the rack, left hand, and would have gone the other end. I think Jonas Dietrich blocked him there.
No, I think Tricky just kind of threw the ball against the backboard, to be honest. He's leaked out again. Tricky's one of those players that if you leave him open in the open court, he can make those easy layups. But again there, I think his footwork just wasn't quite right.
Mo Williams. Travel violation call. I'm actually not sure if that was a travel because I think he released it in time, but it was terrible footwork.
Yeah, awful let's not say awful.
Unbalanced.
Unbalanced footwork.
Yes.
Unbalanced footwork there, but I think it was really good defense the way he played it. I'm not going to lie, number 21 for the Riders, and Duncan, really up for this, and I don't think he's getting the ball as much as he should be at the moment. He looks really, really up for this game.
So here we go. Back with the Warriors. Once again, coming out on the upper hand of the Loughborough Riders offensive play. Here's Pearson. Mo Williams hands it back off. Pearson, the pump and the drive. Leon Henry with the right-handed floater off of the rim. Dietrich and Dooku bounce pass. Gamble for 2.
And Duncan's played really well, really well.
Yes, he has. On his birthday, 17 points personal. Definitely due. Well, on your birthday, you always go the extra little mile, you know.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. This is true. Again, the cross action across the paint onto the on-ball screen for the Warriors, but then there's no options.
Mo Williams did roll there, but Henry didn't have the eyes in the back of the head to find the pass. Here's Pearson working it. Ooh, he almost threw a bounce pass through the legs of Greg Wild there.
But again, I told you, Leon doesn't pass, so I'm not surprised.
And a timeout has been called by Coach Carl Brown. 8 minutes, 14 seconds left to play here in the fourth quarter. 59-62. Now a 3-point game. And, you know, Loughborough have had the opportunity to score on the offensive end, and Warriors are really making it difficult for them to do so.
I think that, the Warriors have figured out who the go-to are on the Riders on offense. They're starting to harass Gamble. They're starting to harass Carl Jimenez a bit more when he's on the court. I think Wild needs to kind of pick it up now and kind of run this offense and run a couple of decent sets coming out of the timeout. Otherwise, this game could get away from the Riders.
And as mentioned, 8 minutes and 14 seconds left here. 59-62, both teams having their conversations to get back onto the floor. Riders players having a quick conversation with the officials to let them feelings known, maybe discuss some of the calls, etc. And the referee making it clear about his decision making in this one.
Again, I think they're going out with their strongest 5. The 5 that started for Warriors at the start of the third is the 5 that are going back out now, and I think that's their strongest side in terms of spacing. You may not see Tariki get the ball much on offense, but his spacing and that high-low offense for the Warriors is key, because it gives the opportunity for Carl, Martin and Leon to be able to get their shots off.
But more importantly, it gives space for Mo to work.
Exactly.
Without a doubt. Here's Taruki inside. Nice work from Taruki, but contested shot is no good for him.
It's a little bit of a rush shot, I think, there from Taruki. See how he does on defense with Gamble. I think that's going to be his biggest concern, is the defense. He's done really well there.
Here's Greg Wild.
And again, unlucky.
Rotation. And Dooku. all the way. Foul is called.
Yeah, that's a mismatch from Mo1 in terms of speed. Really well done there from Ndunko to challenge him and go straight at him and try and get some buckets at the line.
2 shots to come. Foul called on Williams, second personal. That will be the first team foul for the Warriors in this quarter. Don't forget, let us know who your MVP of today's game will be. Share, like and subscribe. All the NBL England action happening as we come towards the playoffs. The comments section was mentioning what is the playoff situation. Well, the first and second place team have a bye in the playoffs. Every team should make it through to the playoffs, and then the remaining positions will play off. 3rd versus 14th, 4th versus 13th, and sequential in that manner, and then the first and the second place team take place in the quarterfinal of the playoffs when they have the win of that game. Oh, huge block there from Jonas Dietrich. Tariki driving up high, but swatted away by Dietrich, the captain. No easy buckets. Substitution checking into the game for the Riders. Dietrich and Nduku head to the bench, and Tifu and Jimenez in. Leon Henry will take a breather. Kane King will check into the game.
Again, I think you're going to see the rotation from the Warriors be small. I think Leon, I think is going to be the only other person I think will come back in now for the remainder of the next 7 minutes 40 seconds. Possibly might see Alex Wilson or Ellis Haggith come in for Tariki, but other than that, I don't see the other guys coming off the court.
Living in the mind of Carl Brown, we'll read.
Trying to.
In the mind of Carl Brown.
I think that's a scary place to kind of live, but yeah.
Tariki off the back of the iron. Here's Jimenez coming up with the rebound, or the ball falling into his possession as a result of the missed free throw. Johnson's into the game for the first time. Yeah, offensive foul call, the number 5, Wild. Really kind of stuck his elbow out on that screen. Illegal screen for him. I don't know, as a smaller player, sometimes you want to make sure you hit hard on those screens.
I think he's struggled today, both offensively and defensively. I think that's more of a frustration foul than anything else from today's performance.
I don't think he's particularly struggled in terms of being able to implement his game. I feel like maybe he hasn't found himself in many opportunities to shoot the ball, but almost a bucket there for Gale, a fight for the rebound. Gamble comes up with it. I just think that this team is revolving around most of the players who are regularly in and out at Bucks practice, etc., whilst Greg's there, etc. You know, these guys are really trying to share the ball and play as a team.
Yeah, sure. For sure. But when I say struggle, I mean that there's been points throughout the game where things have not gone the way he's wanted them to go, and that's something there that's resulted in what we've just seen in that small bitty foul, and which has resulted in him now sitting.
King still with possession. Mo Williams lines up his second 3 of the game. Almost looked good, rebounded by Carlin Tifo. It's 2-point game here. Warriors, I don't believe, have scored in this quarter. Oh no, they have. 1 point in the quarter.
That was tricky from the free throw line.
Yep. Here's Gamble, huge 3 would be if it goes. Here's King. Shakes off Jimenez. Attack the space, young man. Here's Gale. Between the legs, he's going to go to work. Martin Gale playing with Johnson. Couldn't quite get the finish to go. King, he's going to go to work. Pearson. Looking inside. Kicks it to Gale again. Gale pulls up again mid-range. Fights for the offensive rebound, and both players with their hand on the possession. Warriors will get it back. A couple of moments they've been pivotal to get into that second chance ball or that loose ball, and Warriors, it's worked in their favour in regards to the arrow. They've got it back. Substitutions checking into the game. Here's the rotation now. Leon Henry checking in and Alex Wilson checking into the game, which you said wouldn't happen. That's why, here we go.
I'm pretty sure that's pretty much what I said with rotations was going to be down to Alex Wilson and no more. But
no, I thought you said Leon.
No, Leon and then Alex possibly, or Ellis will be the other player that comes on.
Here we go. Here's Pearson into the game.
Spacing for the Warriors is key.
More importantly, defense, if I'm honest with you, is important now. Still keeping Loughborough in this relatively dry spell for them is hard to do, as Dietrich is fouled by Gamble.
But again, that bucket shouldn't have happened, because someone should be talking to Daniel Tariki, telling him to open his body up to see that the cut's coming through. But if they don't communicate, then they get easy buckets like that.
Two tied games, 63 apiece to Rookie. He can't get it to go. He's not had a great time finishing at the rim today. Here's Jimenez and Tifo from the elbow. Off the back iron. Rebounded by the Warriors. Here's Henry pushing forward.
Yeah, the issue for Tariki is I think he's gone to his left hand every single time, and when you're a big man and you're right-handed, that's always going to be an issue.
Henry. King. Henry for three from deep. Fight for a rebound. Harrison Gamble comes in with it. We enter the final 5 minutes of this hotly contested game. All square. Gamble to the right hand. Harrison Gamble to the rack for two.
Really, really easy getting to the lane there for Gamble.
And he'll take his points tally to 19 points in today's game. Kane King from the elbow.
I do believe Kane's confidence with his shot has dissipated throughout this season. He seems to be reluctant to shoot the ball. King
now onto the right hand, bobbles off with a little bit too much spin off the glass. Here's Jimenez across the court. Dietrich back up top to Jimenez. Gamble looks to set the screen on Pearson, does so, pops out. Jimenez inside, beautiful pass. Tariki hits the deck. The foul is called. I believe it will be a blocking foul.
Inside the zone, feet wasn't set.
On Tariki. End line possession for the Riders. Substitution though, checking back into the game.
Oh, he's going to do a high five. I do not know Carl Brown's mind clearly.
Will and Lamin into the game. Gale, Mo Williams into the game. And King, Tariki, and Wilson head to the bench. Ball into play, and Tifo blocked at the ring by Mo Williams. Here's Dietrich now. Can't get the second to go. Another chance for the Riders. No, into the hands of Willem.
I think Lamin got away with a travel there as well. But again, just the presence alone of Mo is something that you can clearly see is worrying the Riders every time they go up. They're just worried about where his hands are.
Pearson swatted away by Harrison Gamble. Leon Henry for three off the back of the ring. Pearson back with Willan. Mo Williams straight off the dribble, received the catch, great footwork. Easy play for the big man, ties the game back up. Timeout called by head coach Mark Jerram now. Steady the ship, talk it over. He's got three timeouts left. Well, now 2 timeouts left in the half, so he's got a chance to use them sparingly. Carl Brown with 1 timeout left. 3 minutes 23 left to play, 65 apiece. Exciting local rivalry clash between the Loughborough Riders and the Leicester Warriors. Exciting game all round, and some huge performances across the board. Let's talk about MVPs. Martin Gale, he's got 14 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, doing it all. But Mo Williams, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 4 blocks for the big man, alongside 2 steals as well, sitting well in line with his league average of 1.8 blocks per game. For the Leicester Riders, Harrison Gamble, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 18 points, 8 rebounds for Jonas Dietrich, 11 assists, 7 rebounds and 5 points for Carl Jimenez, and 12 points for Victor Nduku. Barking Abbey London Lions game finished up 76-103. Hemel Storm pulling away in that one, and a specific big performance there from Bode Adelowola, 27 points to his name. Polion with 20 points, and Mike Williams with 21 points as well. But back to it, live and direct to you on the Basketball England live stream.
I think these last 3 minutes of the game are going to be extremely interesting to see. If I think there'll be training and reps of sets, and getting open looks is going to be key on both sides. But it's really nice to see that Riders aren't afraid to attack Mo in the paint. I don't think they've been afraid to attack him all game. Lamin now.
And Tifo's shot didn't drop for him. Here's Willan. Ball up top for Pearson. Martingale stalking along the baseline, seal inside for Mo Williams. Everybody screaming for a travel, doesn't get it, the missed shot anyway. Ball ends up in the possession with the Riders.
Yeah, as a big man, you want the benefit of the doubt there when you're catching the ball and you get knocked. You want the benefit of the doubt to be able to plant your feet properly. So
Dietrich there with a rushed three-point shot. Warriors possession, they slow things right down. They want to get a good look at the basket. Here's Pearson, now with Gale. On the left-hand side, calls for the screen from Williams. Finds Mo Williams, he'll line up a three. Mo Williams, his third three of the game. 1 for 3 now from the three-point line. And 2 minutes remaining. Both of these teams going blow for blow, but who is going to have the killer punch? Here's Arija, baseline, and Tifo slips away. Here's Pearson pushing forward. 3v2 in offensive transition. Martingale, pull up mid-range. You know it's money. He was never going to the rack. Riders with possession, 2-point game.
And immediately, Riders coach called for Hayden to come back into the game. He's now waiting for it to come back into the game, but immediately he saw the issue, recognised it, and said, "Get back on the court."
Harrison Gamble with some paint work, and a warning will be given to Carlin Tifo for not leaving the ball after it went through the hoop. CJ Hayden checking into the game, replacing number 10 Carlin Tifo. End line possession here for the Warriors. Tied game 67 apiece. Pearson, Henry, Mo Williams with the spin. Offensive foul is called.
The problem that Mo's got is because he's so big,
Yes,
any
yes.
kind of movement that he does, and I'm going to say it happens to me, not on the same level, but it happens to me as well. No matter what movement you do, being as big as we are, if you move and it looks like you're putting your elbows out to try and hook round, they're going to give it. And because Mo's elbows are out there, that's why they're giving the offensive foul. It's not, as a big man I'm saying it's not, but it's been given, so it is.
Here's Jimenez, ball rotation out to Dietrich. Inside Harrison Gamble, back to basket. He's going to look for the pass from Dietrich, cutting in. Here's Jimenez. Jimenez. Foul is called on number 9, Pearson. That is his third personal, and that's 4th team now, so Warriors now in foul trouble. However, works out, I guess, in this final minute if you want to stop the clock. Only 2 team fouls for the Riders in this quarter. Substitution checking in. Tariki into the game. Willan will head to the bench, so Tariki will end up guarding Harrison Gamble.
It's been tough for him all afternoon, that matchup for Tariki. Gamble was an elite player inside.
And that was a silly foul from Tariki there.
He's trying to let him know he's there. He's trying to show that he's not afraid of him in the paint. But too much physicality inside, and I think at the moment the refs
both hands in his back essentially, and what they're going to be looking for here is potentially that could be an unsportsmanlike foul, as he really was pushing him away. I don't think it should be. In fact, it has been called as an unsportsmanlike foul. He did just step on the floor, 2 hands in the back, pushing him around, not really using his own body strength to kind of fight for the position, if that makes sense. So I understand why the referees would have called that foul, and it was a little bit silly knowing your team's just got into team foul trouble and put Harrison Gamble on the free throw line.
That's down to experience. This is Tariki's first year playing at this level, so he's those sort of fouls, those sort of things that are going to give him at this level. It's going to be a shock to him that it's going to be given, as he would have been doing it throughout the rest of his career. So. Again, it's down to experience, it's down to knowledge, and it's down to defensive awareness, and he'll be kicking himself about that.
Gamble makes the first. And the second, 2 for 2 for Harrison Gamble. Riders now with a 2-point advantage. Mo Williams clapping his hands to get his teammate motivated for a stop here. The sideline possession for the Riders, a chance for them to put this game in more of their advantage. And here's Gamble again.
I think a bucket here, will break the back of Warriors.
Jimenez tries to find a teammate, spills it, but Orija will come up with possession. Nice hands. Orija almost stripped away from Gale. Shot goes up. And the Warriors come up with possession. Here's Pearson pushing the ball forward, gets it back. Looking to run the offense here. A chance for the Warriors to tie this game up. Here's Martin Gale turning the corner well. Finds Taruki almost. He throws it hard off the backboard. It looked like he wanted him to jump towards the wing, jump towards the rim for the finish. Couldn't get it to go. Here's Jimenez. Important possession here for the Loughborough Riders. Coach Mark John wants them to slow things down. 10 seconds on the shot clock remaining. Plenty of separation here. And a foul is called on number 9, Carl Pearson, for a block. 2 shots to come, and Carl Jimenez will head to the free throw line for a chance to give Loughborough the upper hand.
Carl Jimenez has done that twice in the last 2 minutes, where he's brought himself 2 fouls. One put the Warriors onto 4 fouls, and then that one just there has put himself to the line. What he's done is he's used his body really, really well to get across the defender, and then he's almost self-initiated the contact with the defender twice, and that's what's been able to get himself to the line there.
The Warriors haven't really been able to get their offense going here in the fourth and final quarter. They won the third quarter 21-13, but currently losing this quarter 12-5 points, and 5 points only in one quarter seems to be potentially could be the what's that? The straw that broke the donkey's back. That's right.
Camel's back. That's the donkey, camel.
Yep, same thing. Depends where you're from.
All of that.
Yes.
Fun though.
Greg Wild. Hold on, what's happened here? Jimenez was
he's busted his
fouled.
nose, got blood all over his nose.
Okay, so Wild checks in but misses the second free throw. 3-point game. Martin Gale, no better person, and a foul is called. And he would have made the 3. Oh my goodness. Foul is called, and number 11, Orija. Good foul, because they have fouls to give.
He's done well, they've recognised that.
And sideline possession here
Be interesting
for the
now.
Warriors.
I think we've looked at Gale or Henry, I think, to take this shot. I think if we go off the inbound, I think you'd be looking for Be looking for Gale off of the inbound.
Martin Gale gets the ball into Mo Williams. Here's Martin Gale once again. Tries to find room for 3. Martin Gale doesn't get it to go, and it's into the hand of the Loughborough Riders, and they will run away with victory here at Loughborough University. Another thriller in this local rivalry. One game they lost by 3, another game by 2 for the Warriors, and this time they'll miss out once again by 3. Closing out this fourth and final quarter, the Loughborough Riders will take victory here at Loughborough University, and another win that's going to help them in the standings and their positioning in the playoffs. What a game, Will.
Fantastic game. It was a bit bitty in the fourth quarter, but quality throughout the game. I think towards the end of the game, the last 2 minutes, I think that foul from Tariki and Sportsmanlike, I think, was what broke the straw that broke the camel's back, as we've analysed. Again, with the offensive weapons that Warriors have, to only score 5 points in the fourth quarter is something that they're going to have to go away and look at. But again, from a defensive point from Riders, they're going to enjoy that. They've kept them to the 5 points in that fourth quarter. I was really impressed with Nduku. Nduku's someone that I'm going to take more of an interest in moving forward. But obviously, then you've got Big Mo Williams. That's just...
He was a monster today. I can't help and agree with what some of the comments are in the comments section in regards to officials taking or making calls there that really affected the outcome of that game. It was come down to the final calls. That was, as you mentioned, the Dan Taruki call, the Carl Pearson block foul call. It was really tough for the officials to make those calls, and their reasoning is either correct or they'll only know in regards to that. But that was the complete change in this game for the Leicester Warriors, apart from the fact them really struggling offensively in this fourth and final quarter. 13-5 the final quarter score, and more often than not they seem to be getting shots, but the Loughborough Riders in the last 3 minutes or so really made it tough for them to get open shots and open looks and easy passes inside to Mo Williams for them the opportunity to capitalise on that. And Mo Williams finishing on 30 30 points, 9 rebounds, 4 blocks, 2 steals. Had a monster game for the Leicester Warriors. 13 points for Leon Henry alongside 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Martin Gale double-double, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. 2 points for Kane King, 2 points for Lamin Willan, 2 points for Haggith, and 2 points for Tariki. For the Leicester Riders, 18 points, 9 rebounds for Jonas Dietrich. A double-double on his birthday, 23 points and 10 rebounds for Harrison Gamble. 5 points for Jimenez alongside 11 assists and 7 rebounds. 3 points, 6 rebounds for CJ Hayden. 12 points for Victor Nduku. 6 points for Greg Wild. 1 point for Bilak. 1 point for Ntifo. And 1 point for David Aputa. The final stats for you in that game. Some great comments coming in. Adam Dawson, the bad offensive foul called at the end of this game. Because a player is bigger than his defender, the flop, down. People saying take the L, but it was a great game overall, and the officials can call what they see, and that's the aim of the game. Unfortunately, sometimes they're going to get it right, sometimes they're going to get it wrong. Nonetheless, from the Warriors' perspective, they'll be upset with the offensive performance, as mentioned, only scoring 5 points in that fourth and final quarter,
for sure,
being the hindrance. So don't forget, lots of exciting games coming up in the NBL. Some games are already tipped off, but London Lions lost against Hemel Storm earlier on. Trailblazers and Bradford Dragons currently underway. Worthing Thunder taking on Nottingham Hoods, which has started, as well as Thames Valley Cavaliers versus Reading Rockets. Ahead of tomorrow's action, Essex Rebels taking on Hemel Storm. Oakland's taking on Team Newcastle University. Bradford back-to-back, and they'll take on the Nottingham Hoods, and Worthing Thunder will take on the Barking Abbey London Lions. And of course, that top of the table clash, make sure you don't miss that one, live and direct on the NBL England YouTube Basketball England streams. Team Solent Kestrels taking on the Thames Valley Cavaliers. What will be one of the deciders of this league's outcome this season. So big thank you, big shout out to my guy Will. Congratulations, sir, on getting your feet, jumping in the swimming pool, should we say, without even knowing how to swim, right? In your first game. It was an exciting opportunity for you to come involved, and you enjoyed it today? Yeah, brilliant. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the call to come down and do this. We spoke previously, and something I've wanted to get involved with. So great experience, great game to commentate on. Would love to come back and do it again. So thank you for having me, and thank everyone else for being a part of the event. Well, that's it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your support. As mentioned, all the games, get involved on Basketball England YouTube channel. My name's been Ty Hadjat alongside Will Reid. Final score, the Loughborough Riders 70, the Leicester Warriors 67.